lot of people probably don't know that, but back then there was just a small number, maybe six or seven places in Kenosha County where you could serve minors being 18 and up, but all it was beer. Now the law changed, and those they were legislated out of business as beer bars, and then they became just a 21-year-old establishment. And the problem is that not only was the Broad Stop one of 6 or 7 establishments, now they were one of 200 bars, 250 bars, and much more competitive. But Jerry was one of these guys that was never intimidated by a challenge. And for him, he just embraced risk. He just was one of these individuals that wasn't afraid to try anything. And so that's when we started booking some big acts, national acts at the Broad Stop. And that just morphed into something where, if you look, it's unbelievable. All of the A-listers that have performed for him at his establishment.
Well, and the best thing about Jerry is even when things didn't work out, he was always easygoing about it. What act was it where you booked it and ended up having to make all sorts of coffee?
Yes, I talked Jerry into. Okay, I said, Jerry, why don't we do a Sunday afternoon show, and we'll bring in the Glenn Miller Orchestra at the Broad Stop. And it was fairly well attended, but everybody was nursing a cup of coffee. And I went up to him, I said, Jerry, I am so sorry. He said, don't worry about it. He said, you know what? My mom is having the time of her life, and that's good enough for me, he said. And then I remember another time, I booked Billy Joe Royal. Now, Billy Joe Royal had a number of hits, okay? I think a lot of people would probably remember, like Down in the Boondocks and Hush. There were a lot of top 10 hits. I Knew You When, great song. And then he made the crossover to country and had hits with country. So I figured, you know what, this is a no-brainer. So I remember I booked him in, and I had my brother Kurt at the time. He was doing comedy, stand-up comedy. He opened for it. 17 paid admissions.
Oh, no. Why was that? Was it too expensive? Why didn't anybody come out?
You know, we bought, just to cover ourselves, we bought country radio and oldies radio. We bought Milwaukee and Chicago, and you know what? That's the problem with when you're promoting events like that. Randy, you know, you've seen it. There's just no rhyme or reason. You just never know.
Right.
Now, you know what? One of my other clients would have been in a huff and, you know, pouted or whatever. Jerry, he just shook it off. He said, hey, that's just the way it goes. He was always that way.
But there were a lot of really great success stories.
Oh, of course.
You were focusing on a couple of things.
But you know what?
That didn't go well.
Well, yeah, it goes without saying, because all of those beer bars, they don't exist. But, you know, the Broad Stop is you know, it's an iconic venue. But you know what? But I think that, you know what is revealing is somebody, when they're under duress or things don't go well, how they handle it. And having Jerry as a client all those years, I mean, he truly was a stand-up guy. And when Kim and I got married, it was one of those things where we just went off to a little island in the Bahamas and got married and figured we'd have a party when we got back. And Kim, you will attest to this, won't you, that I mean, it was a party to end all parties. And Jerry was so instrumental in that. He really was. I mean, we took over the Parkway Chateau.
And the beer garden.
And the beer garden.
And the elephant bar.
And the outdoor area. And we had a number of bands, and we had strolling magicians and Jerry. And Jerry and I, we always, that was, and he warned me beforehand, you know, because he got involved in this, you know, because he wanted to choose all the different cheeses and everything, because we had different stations scattered about. And I mean, it turned into a pretty elaborate affair, and it would have never been without Jerry. But
well, and Mickey and Jerry were instrumental. And,
But I remember saying, I booked a hypnotist, and he gave me this look that only Jerry could give. Like, what are you doing?
Nuts?
Yeah. But yeah, it is just a big void. It truly is. Over the years, we've shared some good times, some bad times, and I don't think people realize just how good he was to so many of his employees. But you know what? Life goes on, and I'm going to miss him terribly. I truly am. It was.
Yeah, I know you like to just go out there sometimes just to visit with them.
Oh yeah, the visits were great. They really were. I mean, there's just so many memories, so many stories, and it's just, I don't know.
Well, when you look back at the acts that have played, I mean, the Broad Stop is truly legendary, and it wouldn't have ever been that way if it wasn't for Jerry. I was looking at the partial list that we have here. I mean, between Joan Jett and Loverboy and the Bodines and Gary Lewis and the Playboys. That was one you booked, wasn't it?
Yeah. The Dixie Chicks. It just goes on and on. There
right.
was, I mean, you can't. You'll take 5 minutes just to rattle off the list,
but like you said, it takes somebody with guts to make that kind of stuff happen. Somebody that's not afraid to take a risk and throw it out there. And Jerry definitely was one of those guys.
And you know what?
But I'll never forget, my favorite image of Jerry is that auction that we were at.
Yeah. Can I frame this or yeah? I used to be a fan of auctions. That was my hobby. I would go to auctions and Jerry.
You like auctions too?
Oh my gosh!
Yeah. The lovely clock in front of the Broad Stop is a tribute to Jerry's auction days.
I had no idea that was a teardrop of.
Oh, it's
for
chocolate.
a chocolate.
From Ambrosia.
Chocolate drop.
Well, how would you know?
Well, Frank told me.
I know. I'm just saying, but
I don't think you'd know
if it was in front of Ambrosia chocolate, you might realize that it was a teardrop of
Right.
chocolate. But in front of the Broad Stop, how would you know that it was supposed to be
Yeah,
chocolate?
Jerry scored the buy-in of a lifetime. He got it for an auction for like $85, and then proceeded to spend $20,000 erecting to put it up with the big steel beams and stuff like that. But
Electric and everything.
But Jerry and I used to compare notes as far as auctions, and then I was at an auction, and Kim was there with me, and the auctioneer is going into it, and then all of a sudden, he stops, and he says, I'm paraphrasing just, okay, but he said, "Ladies and gentlemen, Jerry Rasmussen has arrived." It was,
It was like Elvis has entered the building.
it was unbelievable. So Jerry comes over and says hi.
And he's bidding. He
Yeah.
was there for a good hour or so bidding on stuff, and then he had to leave.
Yeah, and so he gives me the paddle and he says, "Here, just buy whatever you." I said, "Well, what do you want me to buy?" He says, "You know."
Anything you
on
think I
wheels.
might want.
Yeah.
And Frank's like, "Well, what?" "Well, round tables or rectangular tables
Yeah.
or anything for the kitchen. Anything you think I might want."
And it's like, I mean, that's kind of awkward, but I don't think people realize that at the Broad Stop, that's a massive basement underneath. And it was, at one point in time, it was loaded to the gills with his finds at auctions. But
And he was a shrewd businessman, so I don't think he
Yeah.
was buying anything that he wasn't getting a good deal on.
No, anybody that can last as long as he did in that business, because keep in mind, like all those beer bars, they went by the wayside because none of them had the vision or the guts to go out and reinvent themselves and go for national acts and things of that sort. But it was. Well, you know what? And this is something that happened recently. Is in the last couple of years. I'm so happy that Brooke got to know Jerry on several occasions. It was, it used to be where Brooke would want to tag along with me when I go on errands. Not so anymore in recent. But, hey, Brooke, you want to come with? And she'd say, well, where are you going? And I'd say, well, I'm going to the Broad Stop. And she said, well, will Jerry be there? And I says, yeah. And then she came along. I don't know why, but she was enamored with those T-shirts that said the Bratfather on them. And but Jerry was, when she came in, when she had tagged along with me, he was, another side of Jerry came out, just a very tender, and it was kind of interesting to see how he would talk and visit with her, as opposed to how he would talk to me. But I don't know. I'm just going to miss him so dearly. I really am.
At least the broad stop's going strong. You can always go out there and have a drink and remember.
Yeah, that's a good
Good
point. You're right.
times.
He's very fortunate. He's got family members that will pick up the torch and continue on and keep the broad stop
Yeah.
strong. That's a good point, Rhiannon.
But how many times over the years we've talked to people from around the country, and have you been to Kenosha? Well, I've been to the broad stop.
Right?
I
Many
mean,
times.
it's just it's an icon in so many respects, and
What do they call it? The Packer and Bear 50-yard line?
yeah, that's what they used to refer to it as the 50-yard line. And I don't know if do the team still bust back and forth like they used to. I don't know what
We've tried to look into that before, and it's hard to find an answer on that.
I think the way you get an answer is we just reach out to either a current or former Bear or Packer player.
There you go.
There, that's how we would know. But and then what about Kristen Johnson? Remember, we had her on the air. She was one of the stars from Third Rock to the Sun, and she right away when she realized that our show emanated from Kenosha, she went on. She waxed on nostalgically about. That's one of her favorite moments in time was her dad would pick her up at Northwestern University, and then they lived up in Whitefish Bay, and they would always stop at the Broad Stop, and her and her dad would have lunch there or dinner, and so. But yeah, it is an icon, and he is a legend, and that part will live on. So, and I understand. I don't have all the details, but I think the services are going to take place on Thursday. And our good friend Steve Casey is handling that, so that's in good hands as well. But fond memories that at least I will be able to hold on to forever. But,
Did you ever buy anything for him at that auction?
oh gosh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Tables. We bought all sorts of tables.
Oh, yeah, and some other
Well, and
things
then-
as well. He liked
Actually, I think-
Alto shams. He had.
And we piggybacked with him on a couple occasions when he had his guys come with his trucks to pick things up. Where,
Yeah, but on a much
we were
more.
able to buy
yeah.
stuff. And
On a more personal note, going back that many years, to all the way to 1969, there are times when Jerry helped me out financially. He was a good man, and he will be dearly missed.
And a good friend, it sounds like.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so here's to you, Jerry. Let's just make that break, okay?
Okay.
Kenosha's home for high school football.